This is a quick video to show some examples of how I've focused on feedback and feedback cycles in my classroom and how to make those shorter and make them more based on what happens in games. As we know, in games the feedback cycles are very short. You're always getting that feedback of what you're doing and what you're accomplishing. And so one thing that I've done is both to help me as far as organization and to help my students as well with that feedback cycle is I've done digital assignments and digital feedback on those as well. And so that's done through Google Apps for Education. You can see here's the assignment submission for my students where they will submit an assignment. You can see here that I have access to all of my students' assignments this way. This is what that previous form feeds into. So a student will submit this and that information will go here. That gives me the opportunity to look at a student's assignment and quickly provide feedback to them. I can comment just like this, and so that makes that feedback more quick. It also keeps that assignment in the student's hands, essentially, rather than them being separated from it from a day or 2 or 3 or however long it takes for it to get graded. And so these comments, as well as the feedback that comes through this document, is a way that I've been able to increase that feedback cycle. Another example of that is that form right here generates an email that goes to every student, and this is an example of what one of those emails looks like. So again, keeping and making sure students are part of that feedback cycle and that they have access to that more quickly and that information is there. Another thing that I have done as well, I do project-based learning, but we have units or projects where students are making progress towards having that completed. So for example, like completing assignments or completing key aspects of that project. This is a progress bar that I implemented to show students where they were in that progress, and it was public to all students. It actually scrolled and displayed on a television that was in the classroom, and that was where all students could see it, and it went through and showed each student's progress. And that was something I can show you kind of the back end, just me tracking a student's progress that translated into this display here. So students could see their progress towards completion, and also compared to other students they could see that as well. So those are just a few overviews. One last thing that I have associated with this assignment choice, this assignment submission that I use, is I do have this displayed in my classroom all the time, and it is just some of that feedback for students and for myself to show what days have assignments been turned in on and how many assignments have been turned in for both of my classes that were taught, environmental science and earth science. And so students can track that and can get some more of that feedback.